How's it going? What a race. What a way to retire the tax flux. Against Vintin. So Vintin, I think, is he Zwift number one? I mean, I'd consider Vintin number one. That was insane. Oh, my legs are gone. My legs are done. We're done. The tax is done. My legs are done. Second, I can't have asked for much better than that against Vintin. I think everyone else is second to Vintin. Let me know if you can hear me. You can see me. Yeah, that was extreme, Mike. That was extreme. I did everything I possibly could to keep up with Vintin. And then did you see how he accelerated? Did you see that? Did you see up the last kicker up Fox Hill, how he just zoomed off? And he kept the gap about 26 seconds, something like that. Yeah, first would have been good. Yeah, I know, Becky. We all know first would have been good. Like, do you know who Vintin is? We know now. Yeah, man, I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased with that race. I'm pleased with second. There is no better second than a second to Vintin. I think he's English, but he lives in New Zealand. And he's a professional cyclist, professional Zwifter. But I did everything I possibly could to keep up with him. All I could think when we were going up Fox Hill was keep it above 400, keep it above 400. And when I was looking at the numbers, I just kept thinking, if it goes below 400, just kick it up again, kick it up again. Just stay in the moment and keep kicking it up. Keep kicky uppy with the ball. Just keep it above 400 as long as you can. But then when he accelerated of that last kicker, it was no way. No way. Like there's not enough fitness in me. Yeah, and then afterwards I pushed as hard as I could. I've never gone so tunnel vision as I did in that last TT. What was it, last 10 kilometers? That was insane. Probably the most insane race I've ever been in. Like up there with some of the Alpe Zwift efforts. I did not think it would just be me and Vintin though. I thought for sure that Wales guy was going to come with us. That was just crazy. That was crazy. It's funny because you only know what fitness you've got to squeeze out of you until you're really pushed to the limit, like forced. I was really forced to keep it above 400 watts for longer than I ever possibly thought I could. Because I wanted to stay on Vintin's wheel. And that was all that mattered. Alright, Lee, so you think who's better, Vintin or Poison Dart? Man, those guys are just insane. Insane level of fitness. But there's only one way, or the best way, to get as fit as those guys is to race against them. Is to do what I just did, I guess. Yeah, 6.8 for the whole climb. That's crazy. Vintin beat. Oh, he did, didn't he? Vintin beat Luciano about the Zwift. I had no more to give, but that's the best training, best hour of training I could have ever wished for, really. On a Friday night. Oh, thanks, Becky. That is better than any super chat. Even if I'm only ever number 2. It seems like I'm only second at the moment, doesn't it? Ah, at least I'm not second to someone who's on a dodgy trainer or 0 heart rate. So I'll take second to Vintin. Yeah, I had nothing else to give. Nothing else to give, so I can't ask any more of my body. Did you see at the end? I tried to look down. Even though I wasn't trying to sprint big numbers, I just wanted to see how long I could push myself at my limit and look down before the line, between 0.4 and the line. I didn't quite make it. So I'll have to count a bit longer next time. Yes, Becky, I know. First would have been good. We could get it. Ah, that was hard. Yeah, well, I mean, if you win against Fintin, yeah, that's right, Becky. I already won when I met you. Is that what you call it? Yeah, I sleep fantastic after an effort like that. I'm going to sleep so well tonight. And that's the best thing for recovery is I'm going to eat and then a long sleep in a dark room. Cool, dark room. So we'll do like 10 kilometers. So if you want to give me some questions or anything whilst I cool down. What makes a good warm down? Well, drinking lots of liquid, just spinning your legs out so you don't get cramp, just easing down the effort. You don't, especially when it's a little bit cold like it is here, you don't want to just stop because that's when you're liable to get cramp. I've found that in the past, so it's just good practice to really just easy. Spinning the legs. Until you bring your heart rate down. Like we already have, pretty much. Bring it down to 130 and below. And warm down there. So in between the streams I was walking around getting a drink and stuff, so I've had time for my heart rate to come down, but straight after a race, you just want to get your heart back down to like 130 and then just cool all the way down from there until you get it below 100 and whatever your base heart rate is when you're normally walking around, which for me is like 70 or something. And then when I'm resting, it's like 35, 40. Yeah, I definitely want to put race on the road. I want to bring all this fitness to the road. These Zwift live streams are just a good way for me to display to you how far I've come in full. Because there's no other way really, you'd be able to see me do 5 watts per kilo for an hour out on the road. Easy cycling, Sean. Cheers for sticking with it. How do I think my form will transfer over to the road? So, when I have been out on the road, well, for one, I seem to have more power. Like, because I can actually get out of the saddle, articulate the bike a bit more, waggle it around on climbs and stuff. I actually seem to be able to push more power rather than just being in a static position like this, spinning my legs. But I think, you know, it's a whole new world of race tactics that I am a complete noob with. You know, like I'm really pure fitness and and a bit of creative passion because I don't like racing boring. But there would be a lot for me to learn. I'd be under no illusion that I could just transfer this kind of race form to the road and win anything or even do well. Yeah, we've got a resting heart rate of 35 when we're just doing now. But to be honest, you know, I mean, the road racing isn't something road racing, to be honest, feels quite elite. as in elitist. So you have to kind of be asked to come and do it. And so I have to wait around for someone to ask me. And it's not really, you know, it's not paid well, it's hard, there's lots of crashes. And I would rather at the moment my priority be about challenging myself and then sharing what I learn with you, and that being my goal at the moment. And then if people ask me to race, I'd love to race on the road. You know, cycling's about getting outside for me, so. Yeah, we're gonna have to start at Cat 4. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? I would see, this is the thing, I would love to film the races. I would love to start, like, do a series of videos starting at Cat 4 and working my way up. But I can't film here. I can't film crit races. They won't let you. Which I think is something that's really got to change. So the final chapter of Bloodsport will be finished next week. And I will start the audiobook next week as well. And we've got a studio session booked to start recording the audiobook. But yeah, the last chapter, I wanted to write the chapter about targeting your blood for a specific event, because it's something that, you know, you want to know the protocol. It's all good getting your hematocrit to a peak level, but you also want to be able to be a master of it, to use it as a tool in a race, and know what the timings are. You know, how long does it take for you to get your hematocrit to its peak from whatever level you are at now? What does that training block look like? And then by the time you finish that training block, how long do you have for a window where you've got that peak hematocrit to use in a race or an event? And I've been doing research about how the pros use altitude training, the protocols they use. Cat 4 is scary, yeah. Crash City. That's the thing, I might get into Cat 4 and just get injured immediately. Yeah, Hog Hill crits. I've raced a Hog Hill crit a long time ago, when I first started really, or a year into it. So J-Dodd, email British Cycling. Maybe you could advertise it as a way to introduce more people to race. I would love to do something like that. Love to do something like that. But I can't even get into Ride 100. They won't even let me get into Ride 100, so who knows? So hopefully, like, performances like today in that race against Vinton will get me some attention, and we can continue this journey on the road with some racing. Can you see? We've got a lot of questions here, let's have a look. Please ask your question again if I didn't answer. Yeah, cheers David. David Hoffmeyer. Thanks Harry. Yeah, cheers Sean. Alright, we'll do another 3K. But yeah, I'm so excited about the Bloodsport stuff. It's not going to be your average fitness guide. All the information is going to be given for free. And then if you want to support me in the creation of more content like it, then you can like buy the ebook or the audiobook. But all the information is going to be free. Now, I saw that question, Tommy. You're such a troll. But yeah, next race will probably be in a couple of days. But, to be honest, I kind of want to shift my focus away from the racing on Zwift. Or at least, you know, around... recently the priority has been racing on Zwift. And I've actually had days where it's been sunny, and rather than going outside and sacrificing my performance on Zwift in the evening, I've just not. I've not ridden outside. But as the sun comes out, turns to spring, I'm going to do a lot more riding outside. And my priority, I think, at the moment is going to turn to hill sprints and get that sprint going. Yeah, that's it. That's right, Tommy. Spring, summer vids. Yeah, there's quite a few Strava comms I want to get. Quite a few in the Chilterns. And I would love to get Crag Vale. I'd love to get Crag Vale at the... I think it's 15 minutes at the moment. The segment Crag Vale. That's something I would really love. And we're going to be ramping up the content as well. Ramping up more video content. Especially as the Bloodsport stuff comes out. So I don't have a Patreon, but you can donate on paypal.me/ashrides, and all the donations just go straight back into the channel and creating more content. No worries, Justin. Good to see you in the chat now. Better late than never. It's a good race. You should watch it. Me versus Vinton. Epic battle at Fox Hill. So there's a link to my equivalent of a Patreon down in the description of this video, along with all the links to things that I use. And just by clicking on those links, it gives me a kickback, which helps support the channel, helps support me to race and bring these live streams. Easy Bevo. So in this race, I focused on very little, just the moment. Anything I could focus on in the moment, rather than anything else in front of me. Because as soon as you start to look at so at one stage, when it was 4 kilometers to go, that was something my mind focused on. And it was like the biggest excuse I had for me to slow down and stop. Because I couldn't imagine doing this that I was doing right now for another 4 kilometers. But that is the wrong thought to have. The correct thought to have is not to think about the distance you've got left to go, but just to think about the very next pedal stroke. And is it high enough? Are you pushing enough watts? If you're not, pick it up. Are you still pushing enough watts? If you're not, pick it up. And just being in that mindset of the moment. I mean, you can't really ask any more of yourself. So Becky's turned into a troll. A bot. I think Becky's a bot. Yeah, Zwift Set-up is, well, tonight. I'm going to film that tonight, tomorrow morning. Going to set up the Wahoo. So this was the last race on the Tax Flux. I'm going to see what the difference is between the Tax Flux and the Wahoo kicker. And I'll make the video over the weekend so that it comes out either on Sunday evening or Monday morning. Just show behind the scenes. You can see the green screen, you see the lights, you see the laptop I use, everything. We'll go through everything. Alright, that's it. Let's call it a day. Once we get up this little kicker. In fact, let's give it a little spin. Let's do our cleats up. Say goodbye. Not really warming down. There you go, there's 1,000 watts for you. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Peace.